What's going on, guys? I'm Abu Arifin Khan from AAK Films, and this is my AAK podcast, one of my first podcasts. So I'm very excited to do this. I'm very lucky on my first podcast to be joined with my good friend Ibrahim Younis. Say hello, Ibi.
Yo, we saying guys?
So, if you guys didn't know, last Friday was one of the first days of Star Wars Celebration 2019 in Chicago, and they revealed the title of the new Star Wars film, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, and also gave us our first sneak peek look at the teaser trailer. Now, before we go into in depth on this trailer, I just want to ask you, Ibi, what are your thoughts on the Last Jedi, Episode 8?
So, The Last Jedi was a bit of a weird one. I was so hyped up for it beforehand.
Right.
Watching all the trailers, going into theories, everything like that. And then when it came out, initially I was okay with it. I thought it was a satisfactory film, but just something about it, the Snoke dying off too early, all of that, it just was a bit underwhelming to me.
So you thought there was like a lot more to be told on the Snoke side of things and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think it just feels like that particular trilogy is left unfinished and there's quite a lot of work to do there, but there's still potential. So Episode 9, I'm still got a little bit of hype for, and I just hope they can revive the buzz from before The Force Awakens.
Alright, cool. Cool. Like, it's your opinion, and like Star Wars is probably one of the most harshest fan bases out there. You gotta agree with me there. Like, you know, like the amount of like credit to Ryan Johnson, the amount of shit he gets on Twitter every week just from like a Star Wars hater, just because they hate the decisions he made on The Last Jedi. Now I'm just gonna go out and say,
Such a huge fan base. There's like a wide variety you've got to deal with, so it's hard.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like there's people who love the originals but hate the prequels and vice versa. You get me?
Yeah.
But out of everything, I think this trilogy, the latest trilogy, Episode 7, 8, and 9, have been the craziest in terms of behind the scenes, like what's been going on behind the scenes. You know, with Kathleen Kennedy, the head of Lucasfilm, like, you know, stuff like that. And I'm really hoping that. Okay, just from my personal opinion, I've really liked the last two films. I thought The Force Awakens was a very enjoyable film. It was a very safe film. It wasn't a risky film at all.
I agree with that. I really like The Force Awakens.
Yeah. Like, I thought J.J. Abrams did a nice job. Obviously, he didn't take a lot of risks with that movie, but he didn't really need to either. What his job for that film to do was to like reinvent Star Wars in a way for this new generation, you know. So he didn't really need that. And I really respect Ryan Johnson as a filmmaker. As a filmmaker myself, I really respect him because if you've seen his other films like Looper, Brick, and Brothers Bloom, just exceptional films. And if you guys in the audience and yourself, if you guys haven't seen those movies, I highly recommend you do. But The Last Jedi was a very risky movie, and I appreciate that. You know, he had the balls to be like, you know what, I'm taking a risk. And some could argue that those risks paid off, and some could argue that those risks didn't pay off. I I quite like The Last Jedi. I do agree with you. This killing of Snoke thing was a bit stupid because there was so much like anticipation built up behind that.
It was almost like a kick in the balls to fans with all the theories going around, stuff like that. I just didn't think it would end that easily.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so enough about like The Last Jedi. Go ahead, like let's maybe just tell us your thoughts on, you know, just go ramble on a bit about, you know, your thoughts on the title for Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, and the trailer in general.
My initial thoughts on seeing that title, just Rey, I just thought Rey is somehow going to be a Skywalker. I know they kind of alluded to her being a nobody in The Last Jedi. I don't think that's true. I thought initially that she would appear to be Luke's or Leia's or someone's, something like that. And then upon seeing these theories and stuff like, oh, Skywalker is a new brand of Jedi, it's just opened a whole new world of theories that really could go anywhere. I have no idea what's going to go on. But I do like the title.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite interesting, quite mysterious in a way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so what I'm hearing from you is that you think J.J. Abrams is gonna retcon everything Rian Johnson kind of set up. Not everything, but like that
think
specific
in a
thing.
sense he's gonna try and give The Last Jedi meaning,
Yeah.
and in a way, if he does retcon some of the stuff, it could somehow repair some of the stuff that went wrong in that film, give it more of a meaning in the long run.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I have a big feeling that JJ is gonna retcon a lot of things that Rian Johnson did. For example, in the trailer, right? So in The Last Jedi, Kylo smashes his helmet, right? In the new trailer for Episode 9, you see him fixing that helmet again. I'm like, bruv, they're actually going that far into just reversing everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're literally showing them.
Yeah, I was like, bro, okay, well, so they're literally gonna change it, and you know what? I stand by Rey being a nobody. I think anyone should be able to work the Force. Yeah, I'm on that side.
But on the other hand, since the beginning, since episode 4, episode 1, wherever you want to start from, Star Wars has been the story of Skywalker, whether it's Luke, Anakin.
That's true. That's true. But I'm gonna turn it on you, yeah? I don't think the Rise of the Skywalker means anything to do with Rey.
Okay.
I think the Rise of Skywalker means the rise of Kylo Ren, the redemption of Kylo Ren back to the light.
Okay. Yeah, I like that as well. Yeah.
In a way, he's a Skywalker.
Yeah, I guess he is.
Technically, he's a Solo, but in a way, his mum's a Skywalker-y Skywalker.
He's from that family. Yeah, I guess that would be quite cool to see kind of coming back to the light side, seeing something like that. Yeah.
Even though I don't technically want to see Kylo go to the light, I was hoping, when the Last Jedi trailer came out in 2017, and it made it seem like, they were teaming, Rey and Kylo were going to team up. I was really hoping by the end of that film, Rey would join the dark side. I was so hoping. I was like, please, that I was like, yo, that needs to happen. But obviously it didn't. So in general, what do you think of the trailer? How do you, visually? What do you think? Do you think J.J. Abrams is the right guy to come back and finish this saga?
I do think he is. I think I really like the Force Awakens. The trailer itself, I liked it. I think it was okay, and it just got better and better towards the end. I think the Emperor reveal was what everyone was talking about, and see, that got me excited. I think after The Last Jedi, my hype for the Star Wars trilogy kind of died a little bit.
Yeah.
And that Emperor bit right at the end has kind of revived it now. So I guess that is a good thing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was watching the Star Wars panel. They did the live stream from Chicago, and I was watching the panel. And they introduced the panel was okay. It felt kind of awkward at points, but I was just watching the panel just to see all the footage. You get me? And when they showed the trailer, right, I'll admit the first time, and I told you this, the first time I saw the trailer, I wasn't all impressed. Except for that final bit where you hear the laughter. You know what I mean?
I don't think the majority of it wasn't actually have many exciting scenes in it.
Yeah.
Too much this early, but I think you're right, yeah.
But, I've watched the trailer a few times now, and the trailer's grown on me, and I've started to like it more. But like you said, the Emperor bit at the end really did shock me, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And I've just been wondering, how is he gonna come back?
Emperor theories, just too many to choose from.
And at first I was like, that can't, that might just be a fake tease, or the bringing back the Emperor. But then the actor came out on stage on the celebration panel, and I lost it. I was like, bruv, they're actually bringing back the Emperor. Do you think this is the right move for the Star Wars franchise to bring back characters like the Emperor?
Well, it depends. They bring it back. So, is it actually going to be the legit Emperor? Is it going to be a ghost somehow? You never know, but I personally think it is.
Yeah.
Because just that element of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Especially for the fans of the original trilogy, is going to draw in a lot of attention, get a lot of people like me. So yeah, I think that is the right move.
You think it's the right move, yeah?
I don't think they should stick to the nostalgia too much. They do obviously need to focus more on the story of Rogue and Kylo Ren. But yeah, I think it is a good move to incorporate it somehow because that's what a lot of Star Wars fans will want.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's technically something that after thinking about it for a while, I kind of want as well. I kind of want that. No, I want bits of nostalgia, like just to help, show just fan love. But what I'm scared about is that J.J. Abrams, after the reaction to The Last Jedi, where it just crapped all over that, all the fans, and it was basically, let's be honest, Ryan Johnson giving his thing. As much as I respect that movie, Ryan Johnson was like, screw your theories, screw your things. We're going to do something completely different. And the backlash that film got, and the message that Lucasfilm got and J.J. Abrams got, I'm scared that they're going to do too much of this, paying back to the fan stuff and not do too much originality with it. Because if you see Force Awakens, it was really wasn't very original.
So I think if you look at Rogue One, the Vader scenes in that, the nostalgia from that, I think is excellent, especially that last scene.
Yeah.
That literally me and my brother were watching that in the cinema, both jumped on our seats and looked at each other. Yeah. That scene is just
that's true.
One of the best Star Wars scenes.
And do you know what? That film needed that scene because I was just
bored. I don't think it was that good overall, but that scene just made the film so memorable, and that just made me walk up that scene again just for that scene. Honestly,
I can agree with you there. It's a brilliant scene. I think Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, is the most beautifully shot Star Wars film out of all of them. I think it looks beautiful, cinematography wise, the aesthetic.
It's quite a nice film. It's not the best Star Wars film.
The reason that film didn't work out the way it should have is because if you watch before the film was released, you heard Gareth Edwards, the director, talk about that movie. He was like, I'm making a war film. I'm making a Star Wars movie, but with a war theme, right? Yeah. And Lucasfilm just tampered with that. And when studio execs and the studio heads come in and tamper with the director's vision, it doesn't usually end up well. For example, Suicide Squad and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, man, those films did not work out nicely because of, tampering by the studio heads. And it's understandable, these are big properties, you're going to be cautious. But if you're going to hire a director for a reason, let him do what he's going to do. And I think Kathy Kennedy is going to let J.J. Abrams do what he did, do what he's going to do, and hopefully let him tell the story that he needs to tell.
Yeah, I think so,
yeah. So yeah, go on.
I think he is completely capable of a good story. I think it's got a lot of potential, so I'm excited for it.
Is it up there with your most anticipated films of the year?
Well, obviously for me, most anticipated Endgame, without a doubt. Yeah. I think that would be yours as well.
I'll see you on Wednesday for that, by the way.
Wednesday midnight.
Midnight show. Come on.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. Literally the days to that have been so slow, just waiting for that to come by. But apart from that, the other films coming out this year, there's quite a few. I think It Too. I'm quite excited for. I really enjoyed the first one.
I'm excited for Spider-Man 2 as well. Far From Home.
Spider-Man 2, Far From Home.
Lion King.
Yeah, that is. It's the next Marvel film after Endgame, isn't it?
What, Spider-Man? Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, so that will be quite exciting. I think, Star Wars does rank quite highly above in that list. I would say I'm very high for that, especially after that trailer. Yeah.
Understandable.
Maybe not so much, but now definitely, yeah.
Oh, sounds good. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I'm after seeing the Star Wars trailer for a few more times, I'm a bit more excited about that film. We still got months of speculation and months of wait before we actually see the film. I really hope it's just a great movie. I don't want it to be the best film of all time. I just want to go to the cinema, relax, and I just want to enjoy the movie, man. It doesn't need to be the Godfather of Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back is the Godfather of Star Wars, and
it will be incredibly hard to top.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to top that. It just needs to like respect its source material and just make a good movie, man. Oh, and also I forgot to say Lando Calrissian is back.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be amazing.
I
When I saw that shot of him in the trailer, like flying the Falcon, I was like, yes, you know, like they're bringing him back. Billy D. Williams, fantastic.
Yeah, that's a big failure as well.
Cool, guys. That's just been. This is our first podcast, so hopefully we're gonna come out with more things soon, more content for you guys. Ibi, do you want to shout out your socials for the viewers?
I on Insta and Ibi2002 on Snapchat.
Oh, sounds good. Thank you, Ibi, for joining us for this session today. Me and Ibi will be back hopefully soon with like an Endgame reaction. What do you say to that, Ibi? We're so excited for Endgame. We're so excited. We're excited for a lot of films. Ibi's a film buff. Go follow him on Instagram. As I said, i.b.i on Instagram, and his Snapchat, as he said. I'll put everything in the link in the description below. Give me a follow on Instagram as well, Abu_A_Khan, and follow my film account, Mr. Rockstar_short, and my Twitter at Director Abu Khan. Thank you guys for joining us on the AAK podcast. Thank you, Ibi, for joining us. See you later soon.